Hi friends. So I recorded this video hours ago and I just sat down to edit the video and oh boy, it's a train wreck. Here I am, hours later, it's nighttime. There's a cat sitting beside me. I've got wine. I'm sitting in front of this really nice wine rack that is not mine, full of wine that is not mine. That's my mom, so she probably wouldn't care if I drank it. I am on point, on brand. Okay, listen, if you've watched like anything that I've like done in the past, I know my videos aren't great and aren't perfect, but the video that I recorded earlier is just not good. So here we are, we're gonna try this again. So since it is officially June, everybody's been posting their TBRs and I thought I wanna be like a cool kid and post a TBR, but do things differently and not just talk about the things that I'm going to be reading book-wise, but also talk about some of the things that I am going to be watching drama-wise. So combining the two, a TBR/W, I guess, is the name of this series. I don't know, we're working on it. Let's begin. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'm gonna just dive into the books right now. One thing that you do need to know about the books is that I am going to be participating in one readathon this month. It's Books and Lala's Buzzwordathon. If you don't know what that is, I'll leave a link below to the video where she kind of announces it and talks about it. It's essentially just a readathon where the prompt is a specific buzzword. This time it's you, so you pick your books with you in the title. And I didn't actually have a lot of you books, so it was kind of hard. So I decided on 3 books. I thought 3 books would be a good amount for the week, purely because I am currently unemployed for the summer. So I have a lot of free time, so I can read books. I have 2 of the physical copies here, and one is coming because I might have bought more from Books Outlet, because why not? Let's talk about the first book that I am going to be reading for that readathon. It's Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I've heard good things about it. I like Celeste Ng, so I figured that it would be a perfect time to read this because of the you in the title. My second book is a book that you probably already know from the last book haul that I did. It's I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. Yes, I did pick this up in attention to doing that Buzzwordathon. But then I was like, hey, Jessie, you don't have like any you books. So what are you gonna do about that? So this is where Book Outlet came in handy, and I ended up throwing 2 books into my cart that I thought could possibly work. I'm gonna pick between the 2. I don't know exactly what I'll feel like doing, just because I think I'm just gonna pick it on a whim. The first book and that like contender is Maureen Goo's The Way You Make Me Feel. I figured that was a really good solution to this thing because I'm going to believe that that book is going to be really easy to read. The other book that I'm thinking about using for that challenge or that readathon is I Know You Know by Gilly Macmillan. It could go either way, but I'm very sure, very positive that somehow, some way, I will tell you which one that I picked. That's all the books that I'm doing for the readathon. And then I thought, Jessie, you should actually read some books that, you know, are outside of the readathon, because that feels like a good thing for me to do. The first book is Leo Bardugo's Six of Crows. So everybody who's been like wanting me to read this can now know that I am currently going to be reading this. And then also I am going to be reading Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I'm really terrible because I didn't like look up that before doing this, and I have had wine. But this is one of those books that I have been wanting to read, and the cover's so pretty. I know I've talked about this before, but the cover is so pretty, and I'm a cover person, and I have heard really good things about this, so I'm excited to read this one. So those are the books that I have chosen to be reading for the month. I feel like that's not like a terrible amount. I feel like that I'll be able to do it, especially with the amount of free time that I have. Okay, let's talk about the dramas that I'm going to be watching in the month of June. There aren't a lot of dramas that are premiering in June, just in general. It's a very like slow month. The pickings were slim, and then even within that group, there just wasn't a lot that I was like super interested in. So there are only technically 2 dramas that are new that I am going to be checking out. and hopefully if they're good, I'll keep up with them. The first one is a Taiwanese drama that actually like premiered on the 31st, so cheating a little bit, but it's called Before We Got Married. I don't know much about it besides what I'm thinking the title of the drama alludes to. I'm not going to lie to you. The biggest draw about this drama is that it stars Jasper Liu, and I love Jasper Liu. It's also going to be the first Taiwanese drama that I've ever like attempted to watch while it was airing, so that might be a fun thing to do, especially because I find that with Taiwanese dramas, I don't get like super invested in them like I would do like a Korean or Japanese drama, where I want to marathon it like all in one sitting. I think that maybe because this is going to be airing, you know, having that like kind of like couple of episodes a week, it might be fun to watch it that way. And then on the 5th is the one Korean drama that I am actually really excited for. It's called Search WWW. I've purposely not looked at or watched a lot of the, you know, teasers, because I find that like that's a death sentence because I get my hopes up. They do know that it's going to be very heavy female-centric series because the three leads are female. Lee Da-hee is one of the people starring in it, and I personally really like her as an actress. And I read something where she was talking about how it was very big on kind of like being empowering for women, and the drama being for women, and I think that's really great to see and to watch. I do know that it's about a couple of the women are CEOs at rival internet portal sites, and it like deals with them and, you know, their competition, but also them in the workplace and them being females in the workplace. I'm really excited, and I have actually like really high hopes for it, so I hope it turns out to be a pretty solid drama. I am still watching a couple of dramas that I'm pretty sure most of them end in June. First being Abyss, which is on Netflix, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot more than a lot of people online. Like, sure, it has faults, but like every other drama on has faults, so I don't understand that logic. I think it's fun, and like at the end of the day, the drama is supposed to be entertaining, and it's entertaining to me, so I don't feel the need to complain about like things that are not perfect about it. I don't know. Whatever. I'm also watching Mother of Mine, which is a weekend family drama. It's like 100 episodes. I don't love every storyline in the show, but I'm liking it on a whole, and it's been like kind of reeling me in, especially with the like middle couple, middle sister, and what's his face, that model guy. Oh, I'm terrible with names. I really like that couple. I think they're like really adorable, and I've just been linking their story, so I'm keeping up with that. Speaking of the model guy, I'm watching Absolute Boyfriend, which is the Korean remake of the manga / Japanese drama. It's a little bit different. We actually ended up watching it for an episode of the podcast, and I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do, but it's really growing on me, and I think it's really adorable, and the cast is really great. I think that's what's like really selling me on this show. I just enjoy everybody playing their characters. I'm also watching the Japanese version, which has been out for a really long time. I think 2008 is when it aired, so it's been out for a while. We watched the first episode for that episode of the podcast and just kind of really fell in love with it, and it's really interesting to watch those two versions of the show, because even though they're the same story, they're a little bit different. You can tell where the Korean version pulled from the Japanese version to make it into its own world, because it's definitely got some drastic changes, but still the same storyline. So I really enjoy watching it like that way, because it's not like I'm just watching the same story just in a different language. I am very, very far behind, but I intend to catch up on Save Me Too. It is a little heavy, so it's not a show that I am wanting to spend more than a couple of episodes on, so I think that's when it became an issue and how I got so behind on it, also because it's really hard to find, because it's an OCN show. Speaking of like pairing shows with older shows, I started the first Save Me, which you don't have to have watched before you watch Save Me 2. They're completely different stories. I ended up starting the first one because Taecyeon, who's in 2PM, which is like one of my favorite K-pop groups. Wow, the line's getting to me. Cool. Taecyeon is in one of the K-pop groups I really like, and he just got out of the military. And so like when he got out of the military, I was like, I should like do something, and that something was to start a show that he's in, because he's in Save Me, and I actually am really enjoying it, so I want to get back into watching it and kind of finish it during June. I think that was something that I can do. I also have like probably 4 episodes of Possessed left that I'm hoping that I will finally get to because I've just been putting it off. I don't know why, because I actually enjoy that show, and I enjoyed it. Like, it's a heavy show, but I've been marathoning it. Like, I can sit through a couple of episodes, so 4 episodes isn't bad. It's just I haven't picked it up again. And so finally, because I haven't told you enough dramas that I'm going to be watching, and that like I don't have like a massive list that I am trying to get through. I talked about 2PM earlier and how it's like one of my favorite groups. Well, my favorite member from 2PM is Chansung, and he is enlisting in the military this month. And I had planned for a while, since he said that he was going to be enlisting in June, to make June like a Chansung month and like focus in on some of the dramas that he's been in. Not all the dramas, because there are some dramas I'm just not going to touch of his. I'm sorry, I love Chansung, but I'm just not going to watch some of his older stuff. There are a couple of series that I have had on my watch list for a while that I figured might as well, to celebrate or commiserate, or I don't know. Words are very hard right now. I've been drinking a lot. But, you know, to wallow in my misery that he is going to be gone for almost 2 years, I am going to be watching First Suspicious Partner, which I know he's not in it for very long. I do know that much about that show. It is a show that the other Nunas have been like pestering me to watch, and I think it's gonna be something that I'll probably like. The second drama is actually a drama that I watched when I was cat sitting one day, and so I only had access to Netflix, and that is My Horrible Boss. I think that's what it's called on Netflix. I know it's called something else like elsewhere in the world, even on my drama list. Chansung is in it. He plays like the younger brother of the main character. It seems really interesting, and it does seem kind of on my line of shows, since I don't tend to really love rom-coms. I do like office dramas, especially when it starts to kind of be that found family in the office. So I'm thinking that it's actually going to be a show that I would generally like. And that, my friends, is my master list of what I'm going to be reading and what I'm going to be watching for the month of June. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope I was coherent enough and the wine hasn't gotten to me too much, that I made some sort of sense in this video. Thanks, cheers, and I will see you soon.